For over a century, a mystery lay hidden in the granite hills of southern Africa. It was a city of massive stone. It was so massive, so precisely built, that even when Europeans came across it in the 19th century, they couldn't believe that Africans had built something so grandeur, precisely built, geometrically perfect, and nice. They said it was either the Phoenicians who built it or the Queen of Sheba who did. They said it just couldn't be the Africans or the Zimbabweans who lived in that land that built it. They were so wrong. This is the story of the Great Zimbabwe, the Wall of Great Zimbabwe, a capital of modern empire of business, connector of trade route, and holder of modern civilization that the world doesn't tell you often about. You see, you hear a lot about the Great Pyramids of Giza. Sometimes there are few sparse mentions of the pyramids in Nubia, modern-day Sudan. Sometimes you also hear about the Great Wall of Benin, but you don't hear so much about the Great Wall of Zimbabwe. You can hear much about the Great Wall of China all day, every day long, but here lies a wall built with granite stone with no mortar. It was just perfect craftsmanship and stone masonry, putting one rock upon another with the precision that it did. This was not just a practice of stacking rocks one upon another. It was a precise geometry, a system of acoustics that the great Zimbabweans invented. What do I mean by acoustics? You see, this structure was built with hierarchy. There was a king's complex. It was the space where the king could come out, stand, speak, and address his constituents. And his voice could acoustically travel from the top of the complex down below to the valley where his constituents listened to what he was saying. It was a genius acoustic system that indigenous people had hacked. Whilst Europeans in the 1300s were emerging out of the Dark Ages, out of caves, out of huts, Great Zimbabwe was being built. It was a city built to house 18,000 people in one location. No wonder Europeans couldn't believe that this was an African architectural genius. However, sadly, by the 15th century, maybe due to grazing, maybe due to change in political ideology, maybe due to migration, this whole city was abandoned. Despite it being abandoned, it still stood up till date. Hundreds of years of geniuses still stand. If you travel to modern-day Zimbabwe, Great Zimbabwe greets you in its grandeur, in its complexity. It still breaks the heads of scientists how a city so massive was built with no mortar. It was just stones stacked, one atop another. These stones that remain are simply a silent protest to the lies that are constantly being told by media that Africa is incapable of architectural geniuses and monumental wonders, even though we have so many proofs across all countries of Africa to show otherwise. Great Zimbabwe is not just a monument that stands. It is a proof that greatness doesn't need permission. It just requires a nation that has determination. This is just one video out of the multiple series we will do of Know Your Africa.